got there.
Oh God, that was serious.
I know, they have to let you know. Oh, okay, right. So hopefully you can see the screen and
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so progressive overload. So yeah, welcome to today's training. Yeah, we're talking about this as it's one of the most important parts of getting strong and building the body that you want. So don't worry if it sounds a bit complicated. I'm going to break it down simply for you, and hopefully you'll be able to apply it quite confidently to your own training, no matter where you're at with your fitness and also with your equipment setup, whether you're at home. Obviously, at the gym, you've got most things, but most
Hmm.
of you are training at home. So, yeah, so this should help. So, right, what is it? So, it's basically a term to mean gradually making your workouts a little bit harder over time. So,
Okay.
your body keeps adapting over time. It's how we get stronger, we build muscle and avoid plateaus as well. So, it doesn't always mean lifting heavier. I'll show
Okay.
you how you can uh, do it in the coming slides because, again, I know some are limited to the amount of weight that they can actually lift.
Mm.
So yeah. Okay, so your body needs a reason to grow and adapt. So this is why we train. So if you want to keep getting stronger, progressive overload really is a must. It's not just helpful, it's necessary. Your body needs a reason to grow and adapt, like I mentioned. And so doing the same thing over and over again just won't cut it. So in short, you're asking your body to do a little bit more than what it's used to, step by step. So in small increments, and that's how you build the strength, muscle, and stamina without hitting a plateau. And the benefits of progressive overload is it obviously increases strength. It does increase our motivation and we don't end up getting bored because we're always progressing. Muscle
Hmm.
hypertrophy, so we're building muscle. And like I just mentioned, it does prevent plateaus. It keeps us going on that constant increase in performance and progress. So yeah, when we challenge our bodies in small increments over time, then that's what happens. So what happens if you don't use progressive overload? So like I said, if we keep doing the same things, our bodies get used to it, and that's when our progress slows down or even just stops altogether. You might feel like you're training hard, but you're not seeing results, but that's where progressive overload really does change the game. And without challenging yourself progressively, your progress does stall, like I've just mentioned. So you might, if you're new to training, then you will see results at first. That's just another caveat. Like you might see it more, in a larger period of time. But as you
Mm.
start, your body gets used to it. It will get used to these movements. So that's when, and I'll show you the time frame in a minute. But that's when you need to start these changes. So yeah, little bit over time, keep pushing, and you will start to see more progress. So here's some ways to apply it, even if you're at home, which most of you are. So number one is more reps. So you can do an extra 1 or 2 reps. It doesn't have to be like an extra 5 or 10, but just make sure you've got good form with the reps here. Number two, more sets. So, like I did in the 14-day challenge, I gave you an option in your second week to add in a fourth set if you had the time and the energy. And that's a great way to just increase your overload. Uh,
Mm.
so you can do that by, yeah, just adding another set of a few of the exercises. That really helps. Slow down the tempo. So this is all about increasing the time under tension. So if you can imagine like there's two movements in every exercise. There's the concentric movement where you're like here, my bicep would be tightening and concentrating. That's the concentric movement if you're bicep curling towards you. But the opposite is the eccentric movement, and that's where you want the time under tension. So your muscle stretches out. And this is where a lot of people just do reps very quickly and they don't consider tempo. So when you slow a movement down, that can really help you progress and get stronger
Mm.
a lot quicker. So always think about the tempo when you're doing every single exercise, especially when you're coming back up to in that second part of a movement. But saying that, when you squat down, it would be when you're lowering down because that's when your body's under more tension rather than coming up. But do keep that tempo when you come up into that squat as well. Um, so yeah, tempo is important, but also better form. So with progressive overload, I wouldn't push to more sets or more reps if your form isn't great. So for instance, you might get like improper form here, like you can see in the squat picture. If you're squatting badly, then you need to get that down first before you can actually move into a proper squat. So yeah, if like I've said to you all before, like if you ever need help with your form, please do send me videos because I really want to see them if especially if you're not sure, and I can give you pointers. So yeah, we'll progress with that. So always make sure your form's good. And then the next one is add pauses. So a bit like the tempo, it's just adding more time under tension. So for instance, at the bottom of a press up, you can pause momentarily, I would say for like half to a whole second. That's adequate. You can pause for a bit longer if you wanted, but up to a second is good. Again, keeping control of that movement. And then you've got less rest as well. So if you can, I mean, I've got you most of you doing supersets where you rest after both exercises. So I think let's say the rest is 40 seconds. You can even just decrease that down to 30 seconds, and that's a great way of adding in a bit of progressive overload as well. And it keeps the intensity up. And then if you've got bands at home, they're a brilliant way to add load as well to any exercise or to most of them. So that's quite an obvious one there, just making that movement harder. And then you've got harder variations as well. So going from like a wall push up to an incline push up, or going from step ups to jump squats. They're just examples. Um, and like I said, if you can't lift heavier, like these are plenty of ways to challenge your body where you don't need weights. So you just need smarter programming, which is where all this comes in. Okay, so you'll see on the app that it asks you for an RPE after every workout. So this is the rate of perceived exertion, and this is really important when it comes to any workout, especially when you're training for fat loss and strength, essentially. So we've got this scale here from 1 all the way up to 10. And as you can see, 1, I'll start from the bottom. So very light activity. You can do it for hours, and breathing and conversation is really easy. The same really with 2 to 3 light activity. So what we really want to do is increase that to at least 7 to 9. So the moderate one, 4 to 6, that feels like you can exercise for hours. You're breathing quite heavily, but you can hold short conversation, but we don't quite want to be there. We want to be the next level up. So vigorous activity. I know this might sound like quite intense, but you should still feel like you can speak to a degree when you're doing this. And it's all about just intention when you're training and focusing on that movement. So if you find that things are too easy, then do let me know. Like I say, should be between a 7 and a 9. So a 9 would be very hard activity. You don't have to be here the whole time. It's very difficult to maintain exercise intensity when you're at a 9. And like it says here, you can barely breathe and speak a single word, which doesn't sound pleasant, but I'm sure you've all felt it during some kind of exercise, hopefully on my program. So yeah, you should have a feel for what that feels like. And then the top one is max effort. This feels pretty much impossible to keep going, and you're completely out of breath, unable to talk. So that's more like an all-out sprint where you're going for a few seconds. You don't quite want to be there. You want to keep it, again, like I say, between 7 and 9, and that's like the sweet spot. Okay, so hopefully that
Mhm.
helps. Um, okay, and then just moving on to an example here. So this is an example one exercise, quite an easy one to do. It's a push up. progression. So you can start on the wall. I'll just run through it quickly. I won't read through everything, but yeah, just quite simple as you can see in the diagram, going from a wall to a knee push-up. You can also do a knee push-up on a sofa, which is what a lot of ladies need at the beginning, just having that incline for your hands. And then from there, you can move on to your toes with your hands on a sofa or a bench. So hopefully this is quite obvious how it's progressing. Then moving onto the floor with your hands and then putting your feet on a decline with your hands on the floor. And then if you're feeling really up for the challenge and you're primed for it, then the handstand push up is handstand push up even. That's the toughest. And yeah, that's going to really work you really hard. But obviously go to where you're at with it at the moment. Um, I think ideally we want you doing knee push-ups to good form, at least 10 of them. That will be a great place to start, and then we can progress you from there. So yeah, it's just one example, and you can all take that away. And I'm going to keep push-ups in for everyone. So especially as women, we really need this upper body strength, which we do tend to naturally lack. So this is a great one to do. Okay, and then moving on to how often should I increase the challenge of this overload? So I'd say every 1 to 2 weeks, this is enough. Probably 2 weeks at the beginning, and then we can see every week after I check in with you all whether it needs increasing or not. So it could just be like I mentioned before, you can add 2 more reps, you can slow down tempo, even like 10 seconds slower would be good, depending on what exercise you're doing, or you can do another round. So consistency first, then small intentional increases. So you don't need to change everything at once. Just a little bit more effort over time will give you results. So that's really what we're after. So these are common mistakes to avoid. So increasing everything at once, so your sets, reps, weight, and tempo, this pretty much works against you, not for you. So this, like I say, it's very small increments. So it's all about doing one thing at a time, just changing one thing. And if you, let's say you want to change two things, why not add 2 more reps, but increase the tempo? They're two quite good ones that go hand in hand quite well. And then another mistake is ignoring rest days. Most of you are doing 3 workouts a week, which is a great like sweet spot. So I think you're all good for rest days. But if you do find that you find yourself suddenly like pushing every day, and you feel guilty if you don't, like just chill. Like your body needs that recovery and that growth. Well, recovery to grow. So just remember that. Okay, and then changing workouts too often as well. Your body, it needs repetition in order to progress. So, like I mentioned before, changing, just slightly adjusting, not the whole thing, but certain exercises every 1 to 2 weeks is good. And just progressively changing things over time, and not doing it too often, because our muscles need time to adjust and grow to certain exercises. And that's how we create muscle memory as well, which you will gain from doing this. You'll find even if you stopped working out after like a year, you stop working out for a few months and then started again, your body will remember. And that's how we build it through repetition. So stick to the plan, trust the process, and the progress will come maybe a bit slower than what you want, but it's a lot more smart. So just trust in the plan. Okay, so moving on, like I just said, trust your body, but also track your wins. So pay attention to how your body feels each week and after each workout, and even during the workout. Are your reps getting easier? Is your form improving? Are you recovering better? Like these are all things that you can bear in mind after a workout, and write it down, write your progress down. You can celebrate it. And that's how you stay consistent, like just being aware of these things. So, like I say, you don't need to do more, you just need to work smarter with it. So, yeah, just be aware of all of that. And this is the last slide, really. So it's quite quick. So just wrapping everything up. So, like I said before, I've repeated this a few times, but progressive overload really is just small, smart increases over time. You can still train hard with light weights, or your body weight, or you can add a band, like I mentioned. That will all help. And then your rate of perceived exertion as well helps you gauge your effort and the push when needed. So you can push yourself more if you say you're feeling like you're about 5 or 6. Just know you've got more in the tank, so you can push that a little bit harder. Okay, and then staying consistent and tracking the small wins, like I've just mentioned. And then always listen to your body, especially during phases of your cycle. So as we just discussed previously, the menstrual cycle, if one day you're feeling really crappy, you've got a workout scheduled for that day, I would say it's okay if you really don't have the energy for it and you're not in the right mindset, just go on a walk instead or do something for yourself, whether that be a bath or just watching your favorite show or something. Like, do listen to your body, but do try to keep moving if you can. I always find if I've got bad cramps or just don't feel good, like a walk really helps. So even if it's 10 minutes, just get some fresh air. So really do listen to your body and then just schedule that workout in for the following day or 2 days' time. If you find you're in a position where, it's been really bad this month and you can only fit 2 workouts in for that week, don't stress. It's better to like keep your body in a stressless state rather than trying to push it and fear and then feeling guilty if you don't push as hard or feeling shameful if you miss it. Like just keep it chill. Okay, so you've got this, and progress happens when you train with intention, not just intensity. So that's pretty much it. Short and sweet, 20 minutes. So any questions at all on anything?
Yeah. You can hear me, can't you, Kat?
Yeah, yeah, I can.
Yeah. Thank you, by the way. That was really interesting, but also I found it very motivating as well.
Okay.
So thank you. And you're
Well,
very good at presenting, but you probably don't need to say that, so thank you.
thanks.
Um, I wanted to ask because I feel like sometimes I get a bit, see, you had the like 1 to 10. If
Mm,
I'm working out, like I get a bit obsessed with my heart rate. So
okay.
do you think you like is that something we like you should consider in terms of where you are on 1 to 7, or do you think it's more about, say for instance, if I'm doing the arm stuff with my bands, I can feel that it's working, but it's not
Hmm.
necessarily my heart rate isn't going crazy. So is it more about listening to
Yeah,
yourself and knowing that, yeah,
definitely. Like, don't look at your heart rate. Like, if you're obsessing over it, I would say just don't look at it at all. And
yeah,
when you say you're obsessing over it, like, is it it's not over a certain amount, or
yeah, like
number?
sometimes I look at it and I think, what the hell? Like that was not easy. Why is my heart like what is going on?
No,
Like,
really.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
that's sometimes it doesn't coincide, or maybe you are working harder, but your heart rate is just not mimicking that. I don't, I mean, most trackers are quite accurate, I would say.
mm,
Some aren't as accurate as others, but I mean, I would assume yours is pretty accurate, if you've got like an Apple or a Fitbit.
yeah,
So yeah, but I wouldn't look at the heart rate. Like, people progress really well and they don't even think about their heart rate. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's it's all about it's more about listening to, how your muscles are feeling in that movement. Let's say you're doing
yeah,
arm raises like to the front. If you're really feeling your core and you're feeling your shoulders and arms, like that is enough. Let's say you're feeling it at an intensity of 8 on the RPE scale,
yeah,
then that is enough, honestly, Hannah, to you know just understand that your body's working hard enough. You don't need to look at the heart rate. So how many times do you look at your heart rate during a workout then?
I think that's my problem is I pretty much look at it like constantly.
Okay.
So I think it's sometimes, and then I don't know if this is normal either. Like sometimes I feel like I'll do the first set, and then by the time I've gone round, it stays higher for longer, if that makes sense. I
Hmm.
don't know if I'm saying that
Yeah, yeah,
correctly. So it
that's
gradually
normal.
increases, yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that that's probably normal, but yeah, I do get a little bit like,
Do
am
you
I
remember
pushing
like
them?
where your heart, what it would be? What's the BPM like per, let's say you're, I don't know, do you remember it for a certain exercise that you've done?
I think it was, on workout three, that's
Mm.
what I found. But I think I think that that might have been just because um, I don't know where that workout in a way felt more challenging for me. So maybe I was taking it a bit slower than the other
Yeah,
ones.
the circuit one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, maybe, well, so you're saying it was higher in the circuit one or lower?
No, it was lower in workout
Lower.
three, but I
Okay.
felt it was harder. So, but I think maybe that was
Mm.
like me, like feeling a bit tentative, or so that's what I was thinking. Maybe don't look at
Maybe.
that.
But also don't forget, like, let's say you're doing an exercise on the floor, you're not really moving your body much. You're not going to be getting your heart rate up as high. So the heart rate doesn't really coincide with the effort that you're putting in when you're strength
Yeah.
training a lot of the time, unless you're doing like really explosive, powerful kind of movements where you need that quick exertion. You're not going to really see an up in your heart rate. But I guess it's more if you're doing hit. I don't know if you did you do the hit ones during the challenge?
Yes.
And what was
Yeah.
your heart rate like for that one?
I think it was like maybe one like 150, one between
Mhm.
like 150 and 160,
Yeah,
something like that.
which I'm assuming is a lot higher than what you've experienced with the other workouts.
No, so, I mean sometimes it does get like, to be honest, in the other workouts it does go up like it does go up
Hmm.
high. It's just that like, I noticed on just like I said particularly on the workout three, it was just it, but I felt like I was putting in the effort. So yeah, I was just
Yeah,
wondering like, yeah, your
yeah,
advice
yeah.
just to kind of
I,
like not let it put you off, because I think you can get in your head, can't you? Which then maybe
definitely.
like what you're saying, it's kind of that kind of thoughts progression in itself.
Yeah, yeah. That's interesting. I'm gonna monitor my heart rate because I don't normally in a work I never really look at it unless I'm doing like sprints or something like that. But yeah, I'll see what it comes back as on average, or I can look back at past ones, I guess, and I can let you know because it will be interesting. But you know that your maximum heart rate is 220 minus your age. So it's going to be approximately 180, let's say 181 um, beats per minute. So going up to 160 is pretty good. It's pretty high.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good. Because obviously my heart rate, I've got like is usually my resting heart rate's really low. It's like 47.
Mhm.
So I'm pleased to know that. To be honest with you.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So don't feel like you're not working hard. Like honestly, you don't want to be at your max heart rate throughout. Like that's dangerous. So yeah,
okay,
your range sounds good. But I would say I'll challenge you not to look at your heart rate at all.
that's what that's what I'm
Focus
gonna
on the
do.
exercises instead and focus on like your muscles, your movement, your tempo, your form, all of that stuff instead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Kat.
All
Yeah.
right, cool. No
And
worries.
I have to say, like, this is all really, really helpful, and as I said, really positive. And everyone, I think also it's like everyone around me, or like just how my clothes fit and stuff. I've like people have noticed, oh my God, you look really good, or like my clothes. So it's knowing it's working, but sometimes I think forget yourself to notice it, if you see what I mean, especially when it's steady.
I know.
But
Like
yeah,
like we look at ourselves in the mirror every day and we're not going to see them changes, those small changes. Like let's say you lose a 2 pounds over a week. That's like a fraction of a pound every day, which you're not going to see. But let's say someone's not seen you in 2 weeks, they're going to notice.
yeah.
So that's really positive. I'm really happy to hear that. And people are seeing it and noticing it already. And you're kind of just at the beginning, really, as well.
No, I know. And I think it's just like the shift in just the whole mindset of of what we're doing here is really motivating as well. And yeah, like your relationship to your body, like working out and stuff like that, it's been really helpful and life changing, Kat. So I do
Oh,
appreciate it.
good. I'm really, really glad to hear it. That really makes me smile. So thank you for sharing.
No problem.
Okay. Do you have any other questions on any of that or anything else while we're here?
No, I don't have any questions. Just thank you. That's super, super, super helpful.
Good, good. I'm glad. And if you have any other topics that you want me to go over, because I'll be doing this every week,
Yeah,
I might change it. I think 9 o'clock's quite late, so I'll probably do like earlier. But I'll put in the group like times again, and you can vote. But yeah, if you have any topics you want me to go over, then I will. Next week, I think I'm going to do one on digestion because that's really important, and we've all got everyone has done well. It's very rare that people have 100% amazing digestion. So I think that's quite a good one to talk about. But if you have any other suggestions or anything you want to learn more about, do let me know. But over the weeks, we're going to cover a lot.
thank you so much, Kat. Have a lovely evening. I hope you get
All
to
right.
have some rest now and downtime.
Yeah, you too. Have a good night's sleep and make sure you go to
And
bed at a reasonable time.
yes, I will try. I'll try.
All
All
right.
right. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye.